Who that? Who that? What? Who that? Wait. Who that? What? Who that? Who that? Wait. Who that? What? 28. What? Who that? Hold that. What? Who that? Wait. Free bags. What? Who that? Whoa. Slim weight. Whoa. Who that? Wait. Who that? What? Who that? What? Who that? Base. Who that? Wait. Who that? What? Who that? What? Who that? Base. Who that? What? 28. Yo. Who that? Whoa. Hold that. Base. Who that? Wait. Free bags. What? Who that? Whoa.
Welcome to episode 9 of Who That 2 for 2. I'm your host, Timmy, and we're here at YNG. Shout out to the plug. We're here with And1 Dunna. So I always have to ask my artists the name. Where the name come from?
And1. You know, And1 is a form of street ball. Back in high school, I used to do a lot of basketball. Probably like around the 8th and 10th grade. And, you know, someone just named at me, you know, And1. And then Dunna, I just wanted to feel like a boss, you know, so I just put it together, And1 Dunna, and I just been going with it ever since.
So talk to me about the first time I know I've been a Bahamian rapper, international artist, the first person you heard that influenced you to want to do music full time.
Boy, I don't know. There's a lot. You know, I had a lot of influences, a lot of people that I look up to, and I aspire to be like one Eminem, Biggie, Jay-Z, international wise, Bahamian wise. Part of the Poet, of course.
Shout out to the former Who That guest, Part of the Poet.
Part of the Poet, Tebow, Nash Ash's R.I.P. That's about it, you know. That really kind of like steered me in that direction. Yeah.
So talk to me about your like primary school, high school. The first thing you wrote, maybe you was writing poems or whatever. Like talk to me about that.
Alright, well, I did poetry. I started doing poetry like in COB, but in terms of like music, I believe it was in like the 4th grade, and I just wrote a little something. Probably was like 4 or 6 bars. It wasn't nothing major. It just was something to write. But I guess like coming in the 9th grade, when I really like got into music, like for real, you know, I did my first song with my brethren Killer Kev, shout out Killer Kev, and from there, you know, that's where it was at. And then I just gradually got into it. COB, that's when I got into poetry, because, you know, I just was in a different environment with a much more mature set of people.
You're out of high school now, you're in college, yeah.
So I had to grow at the time. And, you know, I've been doing the poetry thing too. That been blowing up. Surprisingly, I didn't think it was gonna blow up like how it's been, but, you know, through God. Music, you know, I just been writing, keep doing my thing, been pushing out the mixtapes and the albums, and, yeah.
So talk to me about your first song you ever wrote.
Well, the first song I ever wrote, my single, but
Everyone always despises that first. But you gotta go back. You gotta go back.
Damn songs. Wait, I don't know mentally where I was at. I just wanted to put my talent out there. I wanted people to know that my name is And1 and I's the best. I feel like I's the best in the Bahamas, and I doing my thing. You understand? My mindset just was to create awareness, to let my circle at the time, because we was using Messenger and stuff. We didn't have Facebook at the time, so I on Messenger and I recorded my song. And
I was back there, everything's go viral on Messenger. We didn't have WhatsApp then, everything's go viral on Messenger.
You know, and I on my little computer mic and my breakup headphones, and you know, I just pushing it to my people on Messenger. I just wanted, you know, people.
Can you remember the name? Can you remember the name of the first song? Or?
No, I can't. I really can't.
Well, how about the first official single and actually you butchered the name behind, you branded it, talking to it?
What, Killing Punks? I was in grade 10, going in grade 11. I recorded the song with called Killing Punks, and I had a lot of the artists who were hot at that time. You know, all us was teenagers, all us just was doing our thing, just trying to get a buzz the best way we knew how to. And Killing Punks, I think that really put me on, and that just opened up the door for everything that came afterwards. With the mixtape, I had Street Ballin' Volume 1, then I did Volume 2, Volume 3, Check the Ball 1 and 2, Game Time. Now we here, got Reflections on the way. So yeah.
Talk to me about, like you said, you got your nickname from ball in high school.
Right.
Talk to me about how important it was to keep your image with the basketball, because you know that as you, as at least you even try run from it, you kept it. So talk about them.
You know, I just wanted to be different. You know, a lot of artists have that one thing about them that stands out from everything. For me, apart from the basketball, I used to go around wearing Mardi Gras beads and stuff. At the time, I couldn't afford no gold and nothing, so that was my thing. But you know, we could afford it now. You know,
things are better now. Things are better.
So yeah, the basketball game, I just wanted to keep true to the cause and the root,
Of
you know,
who you are.
of who I am. You know what I mean? I may not be balling now in the literal sense of playing basketball, but I balling now. Yeah. Yeah, so that's me, you know. I just try to keep it.
So talk to me about your first stage, you say street balling.
Balling. That's the first.
Volume 1. Talk to me about what year we talking now.
It's 2008.
Okay, that's the year I graduated high school.
2008, 15. I got that 9 songs on it. I had 3 singles on it: Killing Punks, Out Here Grinding, and A Little Love Left. And you know, I just wanted to put out a project that I felt represented me as the lyrical assassin, because my full name is And1 Dunna, the lyrical assassin.
Okay, you got the little sidebar there.
Right. So I just, everything just was lyrical. I just was using all kind of metaphors, similes, just showing my lyrical ability as an artist and as a writer. And I did that in my first 2 projects. I think when I did Street Ballin' Volume 2, that came out in 2010, I really showcased my lyrical ability more so, because I had about 22, 23 songs. You know, at that time I was heavily influenced by Lil Wayne and that whole lyrical vibe, just dropping bars. So that's what I was on at that point in my life, from 2008 to 2010.
Talk to me about the branding for those, like the photo shoots you did. Like, I remember thinking back. I remember you was on the card for a couple of them.
Right. Oh man, the first album, the first cover, I didn't even plan it out. You know, luckily I used my network, and that worked for me. Shout out my boy Clayton was out. He did the artwork for Street Ballin' Volume 1. I wasn't on a basketball court. It just was a random Facebook picture, and he fixed it up. You know, but the second one, Street Ballin' Volume 2, I had a photo shoot because I was with a group at the time called Cash Caddy. And we had a group photo shoot, and we were on a basketball court, and we were on like some parts of Nassau. We had some beaches, some in studio places, and Ken did the artwork. Ken. Right. So he worked that out for me. And, you know, that was a blessing too. Game Time, basketball court, and Street Ballin' Volume 3, all of them on the basketball court. Different basketball courts, of course, and you know, different attires depending on the vibe of the project as a whole. You know, and just putting it out there. Yeah, I hope I answered that.
Yeah, that's good. So we go into commercial break, and when we come back, we talk about this poetry, talk about this new album Reflections that just dropped a few days ago. So stay tuned for more. Who that 242?
Mama,
Just killing me.
Mama,
Life has just begun.
but now I've gone and thrown it all away.
Who that what? Who that? Who that what? Who that wait? Who that what? Who that? Who that wait? Who that what? 28 what? Who that? Hold that what? Who that wait? Free back what?
Welcome back to episode 9 of Who That 242. I'm still with And1 Dunna, the lyrical assassin. So your last project, Here in Time. Talk to me about where you were mentally with that project, and what growth we'll see from Game Time to Reflections.
Game Time. A lot of stuff was going on in my life at the time. I was going into my senior year school. One of my at COB. One of my close friends had passed. R.I.P. to Bryce. I didn't know who to trust really, you know. But when at that point in time, like I feel like I was in a dark place. I'm just trying to find myself still. And when he passed, that kind of was like the icebreaker for me. And I just wanted to create a project that I know that I at least think that he would have appreciated, and he really enjoyed my music, where I told a lot of stories, and where I was on some pardon me, when I was on like some lyrical stuff. So I definitely had a few like freestyle type tracks, and I had some tracks where I told some stories, and that was my project dedicated to him as a friend, as a brother, as someone who.
I'm about to ask you why you broke the street balling theme, but now I understand.
Yeah.
As a special project to your heart.
And then I just felt like I was in my zone again. Like I was kind of in a place where I really wasn't sure if I still wanted to do music or not, because the inspiration, the desire to push out something wasn't really there. It was unfortunate that it had to be that, but you know, everything happens. But yeah, everything for a reason. And Reflections, to go on to what you were saying, Reflections, I looking back now at my life, I've been doing music for 10 years, 2008, now it's 2018, and it's been a lot of growth. From starting recording on computer mic to studios, from Audacity to Pro Tools to Logic Pro. Like, my growth as an individual, because music is one thing and just growing as a person. It's just a blessing to be here, because I never really thought that, I never saw myself past 21. And in high school, they asking you where you see yourself in 5 years, and I don't know, just ... But now, like, I have a vision, I have a plan, and I'm able to express myself, not just speaking to somebody, but through my music. And Reflections is me showcasing that, my journey.
Just talk to me, I know a few singers already. I'll talk about the singers that dropped before the project.
Okay, so we released No. That was back in December. And that was like a party song. Where I was at, I wrote that song in 2017, like around April-ish. And
Springtime, so he's feeling that vibe.
I really feeling it, and life was booming. Things was booming at that point. So I just riding through the city with my brethren, so we having fun, we turning up, and we just enjoying the blessings of life that we have. On the music, I wrote that song of a personal situation. A lot of times we go out on dates, and we make a lot of references to certain things on these dates with these females, and we going back to the place now, and we trying to figure out what's going to happen now. So that the whole basis of that song was to say, okay, this is what's going to happen when we get back to the crib. We could do what we have to do. Honda music, I just wanted to have a title that was different. Of course, we were in a Honda.
And plus, Bahamians, what Honda means, you think of as a Bahamian dream, could work at Atlanta, Honda, so it connects with the Bahamian people.
Right. And the funny thing is, we shot the video over at Atlanta, so everything panned out. I have another single coming out. It's called Y&O, featuring Sherwood Ramen. So I definitely want you guys to look out for that. But in Honda music, I showcase some of my spoken word talent as well, because I feel like, and also we don't really shed a lot of light on spoken word.
I see they're trying. I see that every time I see pop up Monday night of spoken word here and there.
So I started doing a lot of these open mics just to better myself as an artist, and to be able to perform in front of a crowd. And from doing raps there to as I gradually go, and I say, that's something I should probably try. So every time I go, I come back home and I say, okay, I could try this, and then I create a piece. And over time, I just start doing the poetry thing, and like I say, it's booming for me now. Like when people booking me, they don't want me to rap.
They want you to spoken word. That's dope. Do you feel like that's more to your heart, close to the spoken word than just doing the raps? Or?
But the thing is with spoken word is I'm able to connect with the audience on a more intimate level. The last time when you spoke about like spoken word in that regard was at the National Youth Awards back in 2016, and I was saying I probably could do a spoken word album. That was what's supposed to happen with Reflections, but life just took a different course. Mind you got some poetry on that, but everything is a balance. It's an equal balance of everything. So spoken word is where it's at for me right now. I go out, I do my thing, and I'm able to connect with people, and it's like I build in a whole new relationship, and I express things that I normally wouldn't on a song, or people wouldn't really catch because they're so caught up in the production and the effects. But this is another form of connecting with my fan base.
And I saw something at Soundwaves Cafe, I think that was Bahamas. And I saw a lot of good feedback on that from people talking about your set.
Right.
How did that event go for you?
That was surprising for me. We had a lot of tourists in the building, and a lot of them came up to me and they were like, well, you spoke about a lot of things that I felt were going on in my life, and I just want to thank you for speaking on some of these things. I had a piece on domestic violence, I had a piece on controlling relationships, on self-awareness and knowing who you are as an individual. And that's something that I feel like we face in our country here, where a lot of people just following trends. They don't know who they are as individuals and where they're going in life. So, I feel like what I doing with spoken words, I tell my story, and I use that as encouragement, as influence to other people who may be going through similar stuff or know someone going through similar stuff.
So like we said, Reflections is out right now. Let people know where they can find it, if they want to find you or they'll find the album.
All right, you could find it on Apple Music, iTunes, Tidal, Spotify, Deezer, pretty much all streaming platforms, SoundCloud of course. You could find me on Instagram, Facebook. All my handles are the same, And1 Dunna, And1 Dunna, Dunna. Facebook, Andrew And1 Dunna Gomez. But once you type in And1 Dunna, they could find me. You know.
So I appreciate having him on this episode. Stay tuned for more. I have Vocab Bahamas next. You'll know him as a rapper. He'll have a song called Daddy, but he also has a ballad rap background, which is very interesting. So stay tuned for more. Who that 242?
Hey, yo, what's good, Bahamas? It's your boy, And1 Dunna, the lyrical assassin, and you rocking with Who Dat 242 with Tim May. So I got this verse. Yo, I've been low-key, so deep in my thoughts and emojis. Barely keep up with brodies, just cutting movies. No Cody, it's real. You know the story is real. No guts, no glory. I still try not to worry, so still I drink a 40. I paint a picture so vividly. 1/4, 40p. You ain't gotta worry about pixels to get a pic of me. Draw it all, blood on my canvas like this phlebotomy. I post a view so everyone can see. Yo, I ain't never seen God's face, but I know God's grace. Hope I remember that line when I lose faith. Cruising through every day and at the same pace. Yo, maybe I need a break cause I don't feel great. I go to work but I ain't working. Clearly I ain't focused. Sitting at my desk trying to figure out what's my purpose. Drawing up stick figures, I figure with stick 'em. I'm drawing on life's innings and pitching on life's innings. It's real. And1 Dunna, Reflections.
Kujia. We are the iconic sock brand company of the Bahamas, telling the historic and beautiful story of our country through uniquely designed pieces. We partner with private sectors to educate our followers about the cultural, environmental, and historical facts of this great Bahama land. Join us today. Kujia. Walk with confidence.
So I'm still here in episode 9 of Who That 242 host Tim May, and we had And1 Dunna earlier. Now we have Vocab Bahamas, the daddy-o.
Yes.
You talked about earlier. So Vocab, I always ask everybody, why the name? Why Vocab?
Why Vocab? Vocab started off when I was in high school in Naples, Florida. One point in time in my life, I just being mischievous. I started to learn new words just to make people upset and feel bad, actually. And
I can imagine that, like, just use it, this.
Yeah,
I don't even know what that means.
So yeah, it's like agglomeration, and then I'll make sure that I'm making sense, you know. So people say, oh, what's the meaning of it? What's the anonym? What's the synonym? Or whatever. Make sure that the sentence is structured properly. So I used to just make people mad.
I feel like English was your favorite subject in school.
Yes, it was. I actually was good at that. I actually was good in English and verbiage, etc. like that. So yeah, so that's where the name Vocab came from. And then people always used to call me Bahamas in school.
So how long did you live over there in school?
About 2 years. About 2 years I was in Naples, Florida, yeah. So yeah, that's where the name Vocab came about. But they was calling me Bahamas, but the name never was combined until my first battle in Cali. And Dirtbag Don just put Vocab Bahamas together and it was one, like that. So that's where the name Vocab Bahamas came from, like that.
So before I fast forward to your battle rap career, talk to me about starting rapping and all that. So clearly you like English, but who did you hear growing up? And tell me about the Bahamians or international guys. Who music you heard? They say, "Mother, this up my one do full time."
Right. Well, in high school, coming up, the people that really inspired me was first off Judah the Lion. Right. Let me show you a vibe. That's one of the first songs. I always say, yeah. Let me show you a vibe. Yeah. And I always say like Drake always is make songs better than people. That's like one of the first people I've ever heard made better than Drake, right? Okay. So yeah, that was one. I always listened to VUB. Like I couldn't wait to get home on Fridays to hear VUB. And then And1 Dunna, Ducky Doors was heavily. Right, Ducky Doors was running heavy then. Buckwheat and all of those guys was around too. So I always listen to them. But mainly, really Judah the Lion is really one of the most inspiration people to me. And then when it came to United States rappers, Lil Wayne was my favorite. That was everybody's favorite. Everybody. And
my grade 12, I used to only listen to Wayne all day.
And punchlines. And when I went off to school, and then I was introduced to guys like Lupe Fiasco, who became my all-time favorite, and that's where the lyricism kicked in from that standpoint, from Lupe Fiasco.
So talk to me about hearing these guys. When did you start to put pen to paper or start really just constructing your raps?
When I really started to put pen to paper was, I would say, like 2014, 2013. Like I said, I used to listen to Lil Wayne heavily. There was this guy named Nick, because I used to catch the bus from home to school, and he used to tell me, "Man, Lil Wayne ain't nothing." I was like, "Yo, you don't know. You bugging. You don't know." And he put me on to Lupe Fiasco, and I always thought Eminem wasn't good too. At one point, I always thought Eminem was trash, until like I started Googling what is wordplay, and then I came across words like entendres and multi-syllables, internal rhymes, external rhymes, and that's when it came about. And I said, well, I think I could try this too, and that's when I started to try to write, to say.
And so, talk to me the first song you ever, maybe it was like a freestyle you did as Vocab. Like you actually stand behind it, like you gonna be in front of stage people, or maybe just even your classmates and say, blah, 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 Vocab.
Well, I always as Vocab, probably in front of people, I'd say probably when I came back, I had the mentality like I'm the greatest of all times. Because like I felt like I was so far above certain people when I came to them. I had a serious like cocky mentality at one point in time. I walk in the room, I'm better than everybody here. Don't say nothing. Y'all don't know what lyricism is. The only thing y'all do is punchline. It's more to like, yes, yeah, I learned the whole craft itself. I'm better than everybody. So I would say one of the first times I did it was in Bacardi. This was in 2005. Shout out Kilo, aka
In 2015 or 2005?
2015. I apologize.
I was like, whoa, we go way back.
Yeah, 2015. Shout out to Kilo. He had the Island Battle League, right? And yeah, IBL. And I went up there and I was like, yo, I'm better than everybody. And during that type of point of time, I already had the alliteration of all A's, and I just went up.
That's the first thing I ever heard from you, and dog, that blew my mind.
Right. To be honest, that took me about 2 days to write, and just planning out, picking out certain words to put it together to make sure it made sense. And I went in there. That was like one of the first times I really rap in the front of a crowd like that, and I got serious reactions. But I still wasn't a battle rapper at the time then. Right.
So talk to me about the steps to really push you to be I could put battle rap to your name, like
battle rap into my name. I think the first battle I would have seen was Murder Mook versus Sirius Jones. That was way back in the day. That's before I was even inspired to rap. I didn't even know what was going on.
Right.
All right.
You saw it.
Right, I saw it. And then World Star was heavy. When I was off to school, that's when World Star really started kicking up. And it was Murder Mook versus Iron Solomon. And I started really learning about battle rap, et cetera, and I started putting pen to paper. And, you know, I started to watch more. And while I was in the mall, my friend, So, shout out to So, he said, man, they got this league coming over here, man. You went to battle rap? I was like, yes, whatever. And that's the same night I went there. Like that, and then Kilo was like, yo, we can put a matchup together between you and your first opponent. And so that's how I started.
Talk about your first matchup.
The first matchup was Cartel. I still think that is the worst I've ever beaten an opponent. It was so bad, the guy quit.
Wow.
Yeah, in the second round. He quit. It was terrible. He quit in the second round. The footage never dropped.
Wow.
So that's how bad it was. Yeah, it never dropped. So that was my first battle.
Have you ever lost an IBL?
Never lost. The toughest opponent I would probably have to say was Shadford was good too, but that was murder. Shout out to Shadford, he's a good artist, but that
For whom I
yes,
could I get?
Shadford is very talented. That was he knows. And Shabazz,
I was waiting for you to say the name.
That was a great battle. That's my homeboy, man. Yeah, Shabazz is a great battle, but I've never lost. Never lost in IBL.
The first time I've ever heard of you
Right.
was when you first was gonna go off to do a battle.
Right.
So talk about your first battle. How did that connection happen for you? Actually travel from the Bahamas to go do a battle, because that's a big deal. That's like a huge deal.
Right. To be the first to do it, I always had this mindset. I was like, yo, I'm gonna make it to URL. I never had a point to say, oh, I will make it to Summer Madness and all of the extra big events. My mindset was just to say I was the first person to battle in the States, the first person to battle on URL. So IBL was on a hold for a while, right? You know, people had, we live personal lives, people have stuff to do, so it was on a hold. I took the initiative I messaged the league. They were saying, we looking for new bottles, etc. So I messaged Dirtbag Don. Now, I know Dirtbag Don is a KOTD, a legend. He has hundreds of thousands of views. I sent out a whole story behind the email, man. Sometimes you got to run out. I was like, yo, Bahamian is the only people that ever win a Grammy. That's the biggest song. Who Let the Dogs Out, etc., etc. I say, if you give me this chance, trust me, this is a chance that I deserve. You will never regret it. And so that's how it came about. And I ended up battling this guy named Avatar. And
I won't get deep into that, but we have a commercial ready to go. So we come up to dive deep into more his battle rap in the States. Because like I said, he's the first to do it in the States. Get this song, Daddy-O, and much more. Who that 242?
from the owner of the league, Dirtbag Don, so Vocab Bahamas, I was put up against Avatar, who's from Denver. So two of us was flying from two separate, he was flying from a different state, I was flying from a different country.
In Cali?
This was in California. This was right in San Jose, California. And yeah, so we us two, or everybody was at the event, I think we traveled the furthest from everybody else. Some people was from Sacramento, etc. But he was from, that's a little drive, right? So he was from Denver, I was from the Bahamas, so they put us together like that. So yeah.
And take us through that battle, man.
Huh? Oh, so the battle, I've never lost the coin toss. That's another thing that I just noticed. So with the battle, it was cold for some reason. Again, getting cold, chilly. To this day, I still don't know why I wear that yellow hat and that yellow shirt. Looked like a walking highlighter, but looked like a Sharpie marker. But we're dealing with the battle. He went first. He had some stumbles. I had a clean first round. I believe that was one of my best, well put together rounds, and I won the battle overall. I won the battle overall, and I think that's personally one of my best battles back and forth with an opponent. It was a great overall battle. Yes, I knew who I was battling. This wasn't a random choice or unknown battle or pop-up. Right. Well, I don't really.
Or really kind of study his style.
Right. I watched some of the game tapes like you're supposed to do. Watch some of his game tapes. I took the name, break down the name, and put some bars together. But I never went to look at any person to see if he's addicted or anything or any mental issues, etc. like that. I don't play too far deep into those things like that. But yeah, I studied the game tapes and yeah, man, the battle was awesome. Battles I had in the States. Avatar, Rosenberg, 4. I have 4 on the battle. I have 3 in Cali, 1 in New York.
Talk about the one in New York.
The one in New York.
That's a different rap.
Yeah, man, that's the Mecca. Yeah. That is the Mecca. So yeah, I Battle League, shout out to Lex Luthor. That's my guy, and that's almost like a second home league for me. So whenever I want to battle again, I say I want to battle again, I always could battle in New York again in I Battle League. So yeah, with the battle in New York, I was hyped, man, because we know this crowd likes bars. Dealing with California, they're more on the jokey side sometimes, in the multi-syllables. Yeah, a lot of jokes and stuff. But and they like bars too. But dealing with New York just want to hear pop, pop, pop from the streets, and I soulless, and I sell that, etc., etc., etc. So yeah, with the New York battle, I think personally, everybody says that's my best battle back and forth because shout out to YNG. He was back and forth, and I was back and forth. But everybody said I won that battle too. So still to this day, I'm still undefeated. With that one, I don't think some people say it's debatable. I don't think it's debatable. I think I won 2-1, the second round, and I gave him the third round. But yeah, that was an awesome battle too, man. I had a lot of fun and dealing with the New York crowd. I like New York. I love New York. Yeah. But Cali is home too. But dealing with Bar Fest, New York is the place, man.
So when it comes to battle rappers versus traditional rappers, you always see in mainstream where they saying they can't cross over bar rappers, don't cross over. They stick on one name. You just dropped a track. So talk to me. Did you have any fear of being labeled a battle rapper, and that's why you made sure like drop a track where they could see you actually could make a good song? Did you ever have that fear? Being labeled by the populace.
No, I never did care.
Really, I never did care.
I never did care. To be honest, right? At one point in time, I was so focused on being lyrical, it used to be hard for me to make songs. It used to be hard. Like when I tried, shout out to my boy Jumper. When Jumper them used to try to get me in the studio for me to write a song. Everything is lyrical. I always put in this lyrical entendre, this multi, all that used to be hard. But when I made the song Daddy-O, I just let my personality flow. To be honest, I had that black girls call me daddy, white girls call me father. I had that saying from 013 from I was off to school. Me and my cousins, my cousin Gentarius and my cousin Marlon, I had that saying from a long time. And I just was playing around and I found a beat and I was, in WhatsApp with the voice, and everybody said, "Whoa, this fire." Go to the studio and make it a full song. So that's where Daddy-O came about, but I never did care about if battle rappers. No, change can happen. Anybody can make a change. Anybody.
And I like how you say you put the personality in the song, because people who don't know that you rap, they just know you from your hilarious Facebook where you doing the little skits, so you doing little parodies. So talk to me about, and this so I talked to Foots about before on who that. Foots isn't afraid to be himself. So talk to me about how important it is for you to be vocab on like Facebook. You let people know like you hit the jokes like yeah, you was a battle rapper. You going back and forth. You also you have bars. You perfect with words. But you don't mind hitting the dialect and just being a fool on Facebook. Of
course, shout out to my boy Foots, man. That's my boy too. Yeah, being a fool, that always is me. Anybody can tell you who went to school with me. That's always on the bottom of the report card. Yeah, he can do. Yeah, he can do. Yeah, he's passing school, but he can do better if he would stop joking and making everybody laugh, being a class clown. That's just my personality. My mom, my dad, my entire family just get off. I always say, I personally make the videos to make other people smile. I say you don't never know. People can be diagnosed with cancer, diagnosed with some form of disease, having a bad day. They see my video, they smile, at least they could feel better for some point of while, for a couple seconds. I always tell people that's the reason why I make people laugh. That's the reason why I make people laugh. So yeah, man, with the party and everything, I continue to do it. People show reaction and they love it. But so shout out to everybody that watched the videos.
So like we was on a Who That couple weeks ago, and Sherrod say, I told Sherrod he was coming up next. He said, "You had Daddy-O?" I said, "No, I was interviewing him about battle rap. I had Daddy-O." And then, so I heard it last week on the other Who That, I started singing it. He said, "Oh, it's stuck in your head now." So it is stuck in my head. Yes. I just want to let the people know, let them know where they can find your song, where they can follow you at.
Right. Yes, you guys could definitely find Daddy-O on SoundCloud, Vocab Bahamas. That's the artist's name, obviously. Vocab Bahamas Daddy-O on YouTube. Vocab Bahamas Daddy-O on iTunes, Amazon. Yeah, all of the places like that. Facebook, Vocab Bahamas on Facebook. Yes, you definitely can follow me. Yeah, the song is out, and yeah, be looking out for. I have some big YouTubers. I send the song to them. They said they want to do a promo to it, and some dances and etc. So some videos like that will be coming out soon. The fella from Why You Always Lie, I sent it to him. He's like, "Yo, this is a dope song." So I'm gonna make something out of it too. So something from him as well. So and that plays in their lane of keeping the humor, but also right. Also, yes, correct. So yeah, that's where Daddy-O is, and yeah, you also could find other songs. My brethren let me my song on the weekend. So other songs like that. Yes.
So this is episode 9. I had And1 Dunna, Vocab Bahamas 2, the young Bahamian rappers here. And stay tuned for more Who That 242. You have one more episode left. That's DJ Ignite Ivar L. So stay tuned for the season finale of Who That 242.
Daddy-O. Vocab Bahamas is one of the best. Finally, the people could see clear that it ain't fairly odd that Timmy wishing that I could be here. The Bahamas got an entire star in their hand that's jogging through their mind. I had $1 million scheme, yeah. I was trying to have a creative mind. I was planning on putting watches on belts, but I said, never mind, because that'll only be a waste of time in school. I never followed the rules. I was trying to be a fool. But yeah, some people were born fishes. I was born a great white, so I never learned how to follow a school, and I heard the government had been stealing money too. And I ain't get my cut. I ain't having it. How the entire government could be stealing money without cabinet. I'm nice.
Who that?